Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 1, text number text number 18. Purusheshu punyo pavanadrikunjeshu apankato yeshu saritsarasu anantalingai samalankriteshu chacharatirthayataneshu ananyaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. He began to travel alone, thinking only of Krishna through various holy places like Ayodhya, Dwaraka and Mathura. He traveled where the air, hill, orchards, river and lake are all pure and sinless, and where the forms of the unlimited decorate the temples. Thus he performed the pilgrim's progress. Purport. These archa forms of the Lord may be considered idols by the atheists, but that does not matter for a person like Vidura or his many other servants. The forms of the Lord are mentioned here as Anantalinga. Such forms of the Lord have unlimited potency, the same as that of the Lord Himself. There is no difference between the potencies of the archa and those of the personal forms of the Lord. The example of the post box and the post office may be applied here. The little post boxes distribute all over the city have the same potency as the postal system in general. The duty of the post office is to carry letters from one place to another. If one puts letters in post boxes authorized by the general post office, the function of carrying letters is performed without a doubt. Similarly, the Archa Murti can deliver the same unlimited potency of the Lord as when He is personally present. Vidura therefore could see nothing but Krishna in the different Archa forms, and ultimately he was able to realize Krishna alone and nothing else. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravadi Pracharide Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Vidura, after being insulted by Duryodhana, though he was afflicted to the core of his heart, however, he considered it as the act of the external energy, Maya. Thus, he did not defend, he did not retaliate for the treatment. Rather, he left the kingdom, taking it as an opportunity for advancement in Krishna consciousness. In the previous verse, it is mentioned that Vidura, because of his piety, he was born in the family of Kauravas, which is also a pious family. But then, in order to increase his more piousness, to go to the higher order of pious life, he traveled to all the holy places. So he was not satisfied with his position. He took the opportunity and more opportunity for realization of the Supreme Lord. He left the kingdom. taking the plea of being insulted. Actually, devotee is never affected by honor and insult, profit and loss, good and bad. But he took this opportunity as he saw that there is no use in continuously counseling Dhritarashtra, whose destiny is fixed because of his enviousness of Krishna, especially Duryodhana. So thus he left the kingdom. And what did he do? That is described in this verse. So he began traveling alone, thinking on only of Krishna. Chachara tirtayan taneshu ananyaha. Only thinking of Krishna, alone, exclusive. Now he had nothing to bother about his brother, the family, the kingdom. So he is exclusive, thinking about the Supreme Lord and traveling in the pilgrimage, places of pilgrimage. And there he took darshan, ananta lingaihi samalankriteshu. He took the darshan of beautifully decorated the deities of the Lord. And wherever temples were there, those temples were filled with pure air. Punyo pavanadri kunjeshu. Pure air, hill, orchard, river and lake, and all the pure and sinless. So generally when we go in some pilgrimage place, especially far away, we see that it is very lush green, pure water. Now also when we go, we see such things. Especially when we go near Himalaya, air also, it will be so fresh air. Water also, when it will be flowing, you can just pick up and drink. That much pure water it will be. So, Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he is mentioning the importance of Archa Murti. Archa Murti is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord in order for the neophyte devotees, for them to see the Lord in a material form. So our eyes, these conditioned eyes, cannot see spiritual substance. So that spiritual substance, Supreme Lord is made up of spiritual substance, Sachidananda Vigraha. But our eyes do not have that qualification to see that substance. So hence, out of His causeless mercy, the Lord takes the form of matter. He appears in matter so that we are all able to see Him through these conditioned eyes. And when the Lord incarnates like that Archa Murti is not a metal anymore. It is not a stone, metal, as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The example given is, if you post in the nearest post box, it is assumed that it has reached General Post Office. General Post Office is located somewhere in the middle of the city. In Bangalore, we have very big General Post Office. We used to go for book distribution. Lot of employees were there. So, but right in front of our house also, one small box will be there. So if you put it in the box, it goes to the General Post Office, and from there it again goes to the receiver. So exactly like that, exactly like a person is confident the moment he posts his letter into the post box, it is as good as he has gone into General Post Office. So similarly, he offers his prayers to the Supreme Lord. It is offering to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is non-different from the deity. Non-different from the deity. So, that is the vision of a pure devotee. However, atheist they do not consider Archa Murti as the form of the Lord, as a Satchidananda, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, recently, there was a controversy happened. One judge, he told, go ask your deity. Something like that, he made an offensive statement. It became a very viral, they are tried to ask apology from him. Some controversy was there related to some dispute. And when that dispute was supposed to be resolved, and he replied, if you want evidence, go ask the deity, something like that he told. Just like that Sakshi Gopal also, no? We have heard that story. That the brothers, they asked father, where is the evidence? That Brahmana. So Brahmana says, deity is the evidence. So go get him, talk. So actually the deity comes also, talks also. So like this, the Archa Murti, atheists, they are always thinking that the Supreme Personality, the Archa Murti is only another stone or metal. It is only imagination that he is Supreme Personality. But whereas the devotees, they present, they understand, they perceive that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Archa Murti. In fact, in one scientific article written by Bhakti Vedanta Institute on the existence of God, so there they mention many logical points, scientific points, theoretical science to prove the existence of God. So the moment we prove theoretically that God exists, the common man will ask, where can I see him? Where can I see him? So there should be a instrument through which we can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That modality should be there. Otherwise, whatever theory we said will become in only theory. In practicality, it is not possible to see him. Like for example, if we say air exists, theoretically we can prove. But then we have to even show really how we can experience air. That we are able to experience when the wind blows, hairs are moving, all that we can see. So there should be a practical perception. But that perception today is material. So how can the Supreme Lord, who is transcendental, his experience be provided in material perception? That is a challenge. If that can be done by the science, then people will believe in God. Very easy. So it is not enough that we just prove theoretically, okay, God exists because of this reason. If we can show that practical perception. Sometimes we give the example that there are many things that we don't see, but they exist. But even though we are unable to see them and they are existing, we have some tools by which we can perceive them. We have some means by which we can perceive. For example, there are radio waves surrounding us. 24 hours they are there, but we are unable to see radio waves. Suppose some song is there in the radio wave. That song we are unable to see. But they are existing. That song somewhere in the sound form it is there surrounding us. But we have an instrument. We have a small transistor. We have an instrument which receives that signal and converts that signal and makes it available to us. Transforms that form which is materially imperceptible, but transforms it so that we are able to see it. We are able to perceive it. So the moment it comes to the transistor and it produces sound through the transistor, oh yeah, okay, sound is there. We can open that, tune it, whichever wavelength we want, we can tune it, and that particular tune we are able to, that particular song we are able to hear. There are FM 96, 99, some wavelengths are there. So that particular tune, if you fix it, immediately you are able to hear. That means that is existing here. So there is a instrument, means by which we are able to perceive the sound waves. Otherwise, no one will believe sound exists. Theoretically, I can say, yeah, sound wave is there. Similarly, all around us, there are so many signals are there. TV signals are also there. But we need an instrument, a TV, in order to tap. So, that article says, similarly, the deity form, even though God is everywhere, but if you want to perceive that God in our current existence, that God comes in front of us in the form of a deity, Archamurti. This is the explanation given in that article. So now, the atheists or those who are in scientific mind, they cannot argue, they cannot say, no, it is possible. God does not exist. No, He exists and He is practically perceivable through this particular means. It's like sound wave exists, radio waves exist, and that radio wave is perceivable through a small transistor or a radio. So similarly, God exists, and that God we can perceive through this particular deity form. And when we worship the deity, which is as good as Supreme Personality of Godhead, we will perceive the Supreme Lord in that particular, through that particular deity. Now, without making an experiment, scientists cannot say, or any atheist cannot say, I don't believe. No. To believe, he has to first switch on the transistor, no? Without switching on transistor, he is saying, I don't believe that radio waves exist. Without my touching, sound should come from there. You have to at least put the button, no? That much endeavor we have to put. So similarly, very nice way of bringing explanation on the deity concept to the scientific world. This way of presentation we have never thought. We have, until unless to the materialist, we provide a practical perception, they will not believe. We can simply say, transcendental form, it is beyond imagination, all that. But then they need. So that particular facility is provided by the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of Archamurti. And hence, neophyte devotees, they take advantage of this Archamurti and advance in Krishna consciousness. That is a great science, and anyone who takes to that process of deity worship, he has to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the transcendental means. So the Supreme Lord, this is the scientific presentation for the modern world. But already Lord also thought that, okay, if I am simply transcendental form, Satchidananda, then people cannot, conditioned soul cannot realize. So out of His causeless mercy, He already came in the Archamurti. So this concept what the presentation is made modern is not new. It is already the Supreme Lord Himself has made available His service to us through the deity form, Archamurti. In Bhagavatam, one place, in the 7th canto, it is described, Drishtva tesham mitho nrinam avajanatmanam nripa tretadishu harer archa kriyayai kavibihi krita. My dear king, when great sages and saintly persons saw mutually disrespecting dealings at the beginning of Treta Yuga, deity worship in the temple was introduced with all paraphernalia. So, in each yuga, there is a different means of Krishna consciousness, moksha. So, in Treta Yuga, it was dhyana on Vishnu. In the Krita Satya Yuga, in Treta Yuga, it is yagnas, performance of yagnas. In Dwapara Yuga, it is worship of the deity. And in Kali Yuga, it is Hari Kirtanat. So we are seeing that when the sages, they saw that the Treta Yuga is Treta Yuga is beginning. They saw the changes in the people, the dealings of the people. The atmosphere in the Yuga, in the world, current world has changed. And that's how they introduced the deity worship in the temple. There, in this purport, very nicely, Prabhupada mentions. I'll just read that. One more verse I will read. Yatra yatra harer archa sadesha shreyasam padam yatra gangadayo nadyaha puraneshu cha vishrutaha. Auspicious indeed are the places where there is a temple of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, in which he is duly worshipped, and also the places where there flow the celebrated rivers, sacred rivers mentioned in the Puranas, the supplementary Vedic literatures. Anything spiritual done there is certainly very effective. So, auspicious places, temple, wherever the sacred rivers are flowing, which are mentioned in the Puranas, and those people who stay there, they are very fortunate. And anything spiritual done in such places, you live in a temple and do spiritual activities, will be very effective. So in the purport, Prabhupada says, there are many atheists who oppose the worship of deity, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the temple. The same, Prabhupada starts this purport also in the same fashion. Atheists don't believe. In this verse, however, it is authoritatively stated that any place where the deity is worshipped is transcendental. It does not belong to the material world. So in the verse, auspicious indeed are the places where there is a temple of Supreme Personality. So in this verse, it is clearly mentioned that that place where the worship is happening is transcendental. It is not ordinary place. Bhu Vaikuntam. In Telugu we use Bhu Vaikuntam. It is also said that the forest is in the mode of goodness, and therefore those who want to cultivate spiritual life are advised to go to the forest. Many people who are frustrated with the material world, Ugra Karma, all of that, they want to run away to forest. They open a farmhouse or purchase some land and make, so they are running away there. That is a life of goodness, Shanti, Shanti. So called, but also not really fact. But one should not go to the forest simply to live like a monkey. Monkeys and other ferocious animals also live in the forest, but a person who goes to the forest for spiritual culture must accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead, lotus feet, as shelter. Vanam gato yad harimashrayeta. One should not be satisfied to go to the forest. One must take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, the life of a dweller in forest, inhabitant in forest, appears to be very attractive for a person who is frustrated. Oh, very nice, peaceful life. live with organic leaf grown grains. Some cows will be there, tending those cows. It may be very, very alluring. But then there is no use in such life because there is no Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vanam gato yad harimashrayeta. You have to go to forest to have exclusive surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this age, therefore, since it is impossible to go to the forest for spiritual culture, one is recommended to live in the temple community as a devotee, regularly worship the deity, follow the regulative principles, make the place like Vaikuntha. What is the recommendation in Kali Yuga? Not that we have to go to forest. It's like Ardha Kukuti Nyaya. Go to forest to surrender to the Lord. That is the whole philosophy Prahlad Maharaj told. People are taking, go to the forest. Those who understand half, they just go to the forest. But forget the Supreme Personality of God. So, that facility in Kali Yuga is not possible. If you go to forest, you will forget Krishna also because so many wild animals are there, no food to eat, no place to take baths. All these problems are there. We are chanting Hare Krishna and also we will be thinking when tiger will come and eat me. That fear will be there. So all these dangers are there. So therefore in Kali Yuga it is not possible. Hence the recommendation is better to live in a temple community as a devotee. Regularly worship the deity, follow the regulative principles and thus make the place like Vaikuntha. So that place also is Vaikuntha. The place where the Lord is worshipped and the devotee community is engaged in the service of the Lord. The forest may be in mode of goodness, the cities and villages in passion, and the brothels, hotels and restaurants in ignorance. But when one lives in the temple community, he lives in Vaikuntha. So one who is living in temple is living in Vaikuntha. Therefore, it is said here, Shreyasam Padam. It is the best, most auspicious place. See what? Yeah. Highest auspicious place is to live in a temple community. So we should be so grateful, thankful, and always rever to live in the association of devotees in the temple where the deity is worshipped. We should not take it as, oh, what is there living in temple. No, it's very, very auspicious place, recommended in Srimad Bhagavatam. In many places throughout the world, we are constructing communities to give shelter to the devotees and worship the deity in the temple. The deity cannot be worshipped except by the devotees. Temple worshippers who fail to give importance to the devotees are third-class devotees. They are Kanishta Adhikaris in the lower stage of spiritual life. So deity and devotees. One who is simply giving importance to deity worship, only deity, and he is not care about devotees. He is a Kanishta Adhikari. He is not advanced devotee. He is the lowest. Of course, worshipping deity is better than not at all worshipping. That is the lowest. That is the worst case. He is not even, there is no category for such a person also. But that is not advancement. Simply we are worshipping the deity, but not honoring devotees. That is a level of a Kanishta Adhikari. Therefore, in temple, there must be deity of the Lord, and the Lord should be worshipped by the devotees. When the devotees are worshipping the Lord, the temple becomes vibrant as Vaikuntha. This combination of devotees and the deity creates a first-class transcendental place. First-class transcendental temple means there is a combination of deity and the devotees serving the deity. Not that only deity is there. Many times people think, the deity is there. It is a age-old, 1,000-year-old temple, million-year-old temple. That is important. No, wherever the Lord is there and the devotees are worshipping. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanu, both should be there, devotee and the Supreme Lord. Aside from this, if a Grihastha devotee worships the Salagrama Shila or the form of the deity at home, his home also becomes a very great place. It was therefore customary for the members of higher class, namely Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishyas, to worship the Salagram Shila or a small deity of Radha, Krishna or Sita Rama in each and every home. This made everything auspicious. But now they have given up the deity worship. Men have become modernized and are consequently indulging in all sorts of sinful activities, and therefore they are extremely unhappy. According to Vedic civilization, therefore the holy places of pilgrimage are considered most sacred, and still there are hundreds and thousands of holy places like Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan, Haridwar, Rameshwar, Prayaga and Mathura. India is the place for worshipping or for cultivating spiritual life. The Krishna consciousness movement invites everyone from all over the world without discrimination as to caste or creed to come to this center and cultivate spiritual life perfectly. Prabhupada is making an invitation. Krishna conscious movement, Hare Krishna temples, are meant to fulfill that purpose. They are like Vaikunthas. They are like islands. Island means surrounded by all water and there is a land. So whole area surrounded by Kali Yuga, samsara. But Hare Krishna temple is an island. It is untouched by Kali Yuga influence. Untouched means here the Supreme Lord is worshipped primarily. That is the prime goal. The purpose of deity worship is pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So therefore, it's very important that a neophyte he engages in the deity worship, and Bhagavatam mentions gradually by engagement in deity worship, the devotee he sees the existence of Supreme Personality of Godhead as Paramatma in every heart. So that vision, every atom, every molecule he is able to see. Sarvatra, Hoibe, Mama Ishtadeva. That vision he gets gradually by worshipping the deity form. Continuously worshipping deity. Purification happens. That is a process. In one place, one devotee asked Prabhupada that why suppose we stop deity worship and only do preaching. Preaching is also devotion. Deity worship also. One is Bhagavata Vedi, one is Pancharatrika Vedi. What will happen? Prabhupada initially, before this question, Prabhupada initially he stresses so much on deity worship. We have to do deity. So then this devotee asked this pinpointed question, what if we don't do, only do preaching? So then Prabhupada says, if he doesn't do deity worship and simply he does preaching, he will become a Vibhichari, prostitute. We will get all kinds of wrong habits. Recently we saw some godman caught and absconding and police caught him. So our senses are not in our control. The process of Krishna consciousness, there is a recommended process system. If you follow very strictly, sense control becomes very easy. Otherwise, mind will start thinking about woman, money, ambition, all this. So if that has to be curtailed, the processes are there in the Vedic literatures. And one of the strong processes that we have to ensure that we do is the process of deity worship. So one who does the deity worship, his senses become advanced, controlled, so that he will be able to do his preaching in a better way, in a much purified way. Preaching needs the strength, power. So that power he gets by purified senses. So that purification happens through regulative deity worship. We should not simply say, oh, I am very busy, I am doing preaching, that is also service. Even though we are preaching, even though we may be very busy, we have to engage in deity worship at least every day or weekly once, and keep ourselves absorbed in the form of the Lord. In one place, Prabhupada writes, if one decorates the form of the Lord beautifully, he will lose all the attraction to women in this world. That is the power of deity worship. We are attracted to external beauties because we are not seeing the original beauty. But when we ourselves get absorbed in the original beauty, by making the deity more beautiful, so the devotee who is absorbed, okay, I will put this one more flower to make the Lord more beautiful. That absorption, he loses all the attraction to the beauties in the outside world. So powerful deity worship. So, hence, we should very carefully engage in the worship of the Lord, decorate the Lord nicely, not as a ritualistic way, offer the Lord bhoga in a very devotional manner, and engage in all the aspects of deity worship, which gives us the purification. Any questions? Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki, Shri Nitai Gauranga ki, Srila Prabhupada.
So basically, then what is the hope for the devotees to worship the Lord in case of what the protection of the Lord, which things are happening in the future? Because if for complete lifetime to get complete faith and the deities and the devotion and everything, but even one deity got destroyed, it is very easy to remove the 100 people faith.
Yeah. So Prabhupada in one place he says that if the devotee has a sincere desire to serve the deity will never be destroyed. It is only places where there is that devotees are not there for protecting the Lord. Lord is dependent on the devotees for protection. And when devotees protect the Lord through his transcendental magical powers, he ensures that the deity is not destroyed. So wherever the deity is destroyed, we are blaming the other party. But actually, the cause is the neglect of the devotees. If the devotees are sincere, the Lord is always available. He came here for that particular devotee. Why he has come here? He has come here because the devotee has invited, my Lord, please come, I will worship you. But then when the Lord has come, he does not worship. Then why Lord has to be there? He himself wants to go. Then you may create a leela like that and go. So, if we are really concerned, oh, temple will getting destroyed, that only means that we have to be very sincere in worship of our deities. If we are more and more, we create more and more devotees who are sincere to worship the Lord in the deity form, automatically deities will be protected. So deity we should not simply protect as a showcase in our house. They keep many dolls in the showcase and protect and show, see, I have got. For that purpose, deities have not come. Deities have not come for that people will come, oh, beautiful, go. No. Deities are there for receiving the seva, for giving opportunity for the conditioned soul to purify. If that purpose is not there, what is the use the Lord standing? So Lord himself lives. Understood, no? So it is the duty of the devotees that the Lord Like sometimes people say, see your God, cockroach is running on the God, he is not taking care. What kind of a God is? No, that form of the Lord is there to ensure that devotee will not, for the devotee to ensure cockroach does not go on the Lord. For him, what is there? He is thinking cockroach also myself only. He is so merciful. Sometimes we go to temple, we see bats are there, and we think temple is, they are not bothered about taking care of that. Lord, what kind of a temple this is? God is not powerful, He is not keeping it clean. So all bats are there. No, it is for the devotees. They are supposed to make it neat and clean. They are supposed to ensure the activities are happening properly in the temple. Beyond our capacity, that Lord will do. What is in our capacity, we should do. Understood? No? So the particular form of the Lord Archamurti is there for the devotees to ensure. Devotees, opportunity for the devotee to protect him, take care of him, worship him, offer food to him. It is a devotees. He is there only for devotees, exclusive. That feeling a devotee should also have, oh Lord, my Lord has come only for me. If I don't take care, who will take care? Like that, that feeling should be there for the devotee. Okay?
Previously, Vikrant, before giving to he said he has a choice. Either he can directly approach Krishna, but instead of approaching Krishna, he has went to both places. But the deity is non-different from the Lord. Lord himself is there in the deity form. So, why he has chosen? Because the deity is not different. So finally he is approaching the Lord and the deity. So what was this? What made him say that I do not go the better body deity?
That is explained, no? For purification. Before seeing the personal form of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, he wanted to become purified, to see the personal form of the Lord. The deity form, of course, there is no difference between seeing the personal form and the deity form. But there is a difference also. Achitya Veda Veda Tattva. Finally, why we are worshipping this deity? To see the original Sachidananda Murti of the Lord. Sachidananda who is there in Goloka. Right. So, that difference is there. One place Prabhupada says, if you keep chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you will see Krishna face to face. And then Prabhupada says, no, chanting also is seeing Krishna face to face. But then there is a difference between seeing the original form of the Lord. So like there is at our level, yes, all are same. But when we go more into the details, there is a transcendental variation is there. In transcendental realm, there is a variation. As a conditioned soul, materialist, everything is non-dual. So, similarly, we should not think that, okay, Lord is there in the deity form. But anyway, He is already sitting as Paramatma in my heart. Why I should go and take darshan? One may think like that. I will sit in my bedroom. I will do Mangalarti here only. No. Paramatma is a Lord incarnation for a different purpose. The deity is Supreme Lord's feature in a different purpose. Understood, no? Once, no, I like that in the beginning, when I was coming to Bangalore temple, I used to go darshan. First Narsimha, Prahlad Narsimha, then Srinivas Govinda, then we go on top, Krishna Balaram, Radha Krishna, and then Nitai Gauranga. And then we hear philosophy that all are same, all are Krishna only. Srinivas Govinda also Krishna, Narsimha also Krishna, Krishna Balaram also Krishna, Krishna, Radha Krishna also Krishna. So I asked this question. If anyway all are Krishnas only, how many Krishnas I will see? But each, the form, Krishna form and Balarama form, they are different deities. personalities. Though both are non-dual, Advayam. In fact, in one purport, Bhagavatam purport, Prabhupada writes, when one realizes that Krishna and Balarama are one unit, he realized God. They are non-different. They are one unit. If you see both of them separate, Krishna is separate, Balarama is separate. They are one. But then both of them have a unique personality. Krishna is black, Balarama is white. Krishna is one feature, Balarama is one feature. So like this. So in transcendental realm, varieties exist. And each variety is for a different purpose, particular feature. So if we simply say Paramatma also same, Deity also same, then it becomes little inclination of Mayavada. Whereas a devotee in transcendental realm, he appreciates the variegatedness. Like that. So even though he is non-dual, but still he is different form for a different particular feature, purpose. Each form, Lord Vamana, Lord Narasimha, even the deities, Srinivasa Govinda, Narasimha, we offer separate prayers to each of them. Grantra, Srimad. No. See, we should not apply these things there. It is a personal thing for us to understand and improve our devotion service. In the place where Hiranyakashipu is destroying all temples, he is killing the devotees, all that. So there Prabhupada explains, the world goes through those cycles. Sometimes Sattva-guna becomes prominent, sometimes Rajoguna becomes prominent, sometimes Tamoguna becomes prominent. So when Tamoguna and Rajoguna becomes prominent, the power goes to the demons, where Sattva-guna is suppressed. So it is a cycle of the world. It goes through that cycle. Sometimes Sattva-guna is prominent, sometimes Rajoguna is prominent, sometimes Tamoguna is prominent. So it is only that particular cycle. Combined with devotees, it's all, so many combinations are there, not sincere, and all of that will be there. Combined with all of that will be there. But it is a fact, whenever that adharma arises, Bangladesh has become more adharma because of all the killings, animal killings and all that they are doing. So now that Rajoguna and Tamoguna is prominent, their power will be appearing more. The moment the world atmosphere transforms into Sattva-guna by nice chanting of holy name, then again their influence will reduce. Automatically it will come down, their power. So devotee, that's why even though devotee is putting personal endeavor, he always anticipates the Lord's mercy. Lord's mercy comes. We cannot make Sattva-guna in the world. It is not possible. I cannot get rains. But the Lord is having that power to bring that Sattva-guna atmosphere into the world. So Lord will bring. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.